Today I'm going to be showing you how to get some hidden secret items that is very easy to miss in the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, like the Sword of Light and the Sword of Darkness, the Death Knight armor set, the Red Bear's Claw and armor, and the Divine Beast Tornado from a secret boss. To start this off, we're going to go from Castle Front and we're going to run down this road all the way over to the Fog Rift Catacombs. Now from this site of grace, we are just going to run straight ahead, and then we are going to take the left turn. We're going to avoid all of the enemies. In this room, there's going to be a thing that falls from the ceiling. You can bait it and then run back. And then what we need to do is kind of roll over to this little spot right here because it's going to fall again. And then we can continue running through this area all the way to the very end. We're going to continue around this right corner here. And then we're going to run forward and down these stairs just ahead. At the bottom of these stairs, there's going to be a dude that just blasts you in the face repeatedly with, I don't even know what that is, but it's probably the most annoying thing I've ever seen in my entire life. We're going to roll past it and go left, where we're going to find another room with a thing that's going to drop down to try and murder us. Try not to get hit by it like me, but then you're going to drop down and then you can roll just behind to avoid that again. We're going to bait it again so we can run through forward. There we go. Once it drops, we are going to run straight across into this room, where we're going to find another lift at the bottom. At the bottom of this lift, we're going to enter into another room here, and I do recommend killing all of the enemies in this particular area, because if you are being chased by them, it's going to make the next part very difficult. We're going to turn left, and we're going to head down these stairs. At the bottom of these stairs, we're going to find another long room. You can tell by the blood here this is going to be a little bit of a pain to get through. It's another long room with a spiky thing that's going to fall down. There are some enemies in here and a mage at the end that's going to shoot these like magic missile thingies at you. You're going to run into this room, which should bait this down. And then once that drops, you're going to run into this little nook right here. You're going to let it drop again, where there might be another enemy here that you should probably take out. So we can bait it, let it drop. And then we're going to run over to the second area here, but be very careful because there is a hole right here and we don't want to fall down that hole. We're then going to run forward once again into this little nook right here. And then we're going to go ahead and run all the way up to these stairs and take out all the enemies in this particular area. Now, once you kill all the enemies in this area, you're going to go up to the edge here and you want to kind of jump on top of this railing. That's going to cause this to start falling down. You saw that little room that we can jump into. So once it falls, go ahead and jump right into this room. And then we're going to look behind us. There's going to be a chest just behind us that is going to have the Ash of War Blink Bolt. Now what we can do is move up to this again, which is going to cause it to fall down. And then as it comes back up, you're going to want to jump on top of this. And there's another secret room that we can get to just over here. So we're going to wait for it to go back up, and then we're going to hop inside of here. And this is where we are going to get the blade that we need to get the Sword of Night or the Sword of Light, which is the stone-sheathed sword. Now, to be able to transform this sword we just got, you're going to need to go to the Great Bridge North, and then you're going to run down to this location right about here. There's going to be a shack here. We can pick up a bunch of items, one of which being a cookbook that we are going to need. Now, next, we're going to need to go to the Castle Watering Hole, and if you've never gotten to this point before, you're going to need to defeat the Golden Hippo and unlock the Main Gate Plaza. There is a shortcut we can unlock, but just in case you haven't done that yet, you're going to run left up these stairs ahead, and we're just going to really run past every single enemy in this area. We don't have to fight anything here. So we're going to head up these stairs. We're going to roll past this guy and the guy that sneaks out of that little hole right there. We're going to continue up these stairs all the way up to the top. And then inside of this room, there's going to be two enemies, one of which is going to just try and blast you with the bow. I completely forgot about that guy for a second. You can kill these to make it a little bit easier on yourself if you want, but we're just going to try and run right through here, try and avoid that guy with the bow again. And then on this area, there's going to be a bunch of little dudes that try and sneak out and stab you in the face. So we're going to try and avoid them by going on this left side here. Because there they are right there. They kind of sneak out and try and run after you. Now, if you want to unlock the shortcut, you can go down these stairs and then to the right, and that's how you unlock the shortcut. But what we're going to do is we're going to continue over this way. Right here is going to be an area where you can climb down on the left side. Now, at the bottom of this ladder, there is going to be a waterfall, and you can go behind the waterfall where you're going to find a ladder that you can climb down. You're going to want to climb down this and not jump in the hole because you're just going to die at the bottom. Now, at the bottom of the ladder, you're going to turn right into this room. There's going to be a painting here that you can pick up, and you're going to continue going right. You're gonna run down these stairs, and then you're going to just continue following the water. At the very edge of this, you're gonna find a coffin. You might recognize this type of thing. You're actually going to rest in the coffin, and you're gonna go for a little ride. Unlike the previous coffin ride, there's no boss fight to be had here. If you continue forward outside of this door, you will find the Castle Watering Hole Site of Grace. Now what we need to do is hop on our horse, and we're gonna head up to this location over here. We need to get inside of this like church. So what we need to do is run over to this side. We need to actually be able to climb up to where that furnace is. So we're gonna head down to the back area of this. And then right about here, you can actually climb up into this area. We need to get onto this edge here, and we're going to run around this corner up onto this roof. We then need to hop up here, and then we're gonna go through this door, and now we can actually see the top of this furnace. Now what we need to do is craft an item from the cookbook we just picked up, which is the Hefty Furnace Pot. We're just going to make one of these, and then while aiming at the top of this pot, we're going to use this item, and we're going to throw it inside. This is going to activate it, and we do not actually need to fight this. What we need to do, however, is run in behind it, because now we have access to this like inner church area. Now he should not follow you in here, but the location we're going for is just on the side here. Now you can examine this altar, and you're going to raise these stones. You're going to raise the stone sword that we got earlier, and this is going to turn it into the Sword of Darkness. If you go inside the church, you can loot a chest, and you can get the giant golden arc here as well. Now the Sword of Darkness is an interesting weapon, especially considering it does holy damage. It does require strength, dexterity, and faith to use, and we can turn this into the Sword of Light. And you don't have to worry about getting one or the other, because you can actually turn this into the Sword of Light or back to darkness if you so desire. Now this has the unique skill Darkness, which raises the sword in the air and creates this darkness spiral around you, damaging all of the enemies. It's an interesting weapon, but let's show you how to turn this into the Sword of Light. Now to be able to get the Sword of Light, you're going to need to go to the Rua Ancient Ruins West. Then you're just going to follow this path. We're going to go straight into the ruins right here, and we're just going to go all the way through this. I'm not going to skip ahead or anything like that because I don't want anybody to get lost. We're going to run up this pathway right here. We're then going to turn right and continue our way up. We're going to hug the right wall over here, avoiding any of the enemies in this particular room. We're going to go straight through, and then we're going to go across this area here. There are a few enemies in this. You can get a revered spirit ash inside this little temple area right here. And then we're just going to jump right up across this. And now we're going to go into a little rot area where we can also ignore all of the enemies inside of here. These little dudes will shoot those web things at you, which hurt pretty hard. So try to avoid them if you can. And we're just going to run straight all the way to the end of this hallway. Once we get here, we're going to turn right past all of these dudes. These guys are actually really, really annoying. And what we need to do is go over to this area right here. There's actually an invisible bridge right here. And if you just run directly across this, you can actually make it to the other. Oh my God. I guess for this invisible path, you're going to want to hug the right side of this. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how I fell there, but there is an invisible path. You can follow all the way across this. Just don't die. Just hug the right side of it to be able to get across. And this is where you could turn it into the Sword of Light. Now, anytime you want to turn this from darkness or to light, you just go to these altars and you can switch them back as many times as you want. The Sword of Light requires these same stats, but instead of the darkness skill, we now have the light skill. The weapon also looks cooler this way in my opinion, and the Ash of War, you also put it up in the air, and I think this Ash of War is better in my opinion too. So you raise the weapon up and then these light beams come out and in front of you and then they kind of go away. I think this one is more usable than the darkness skill personally. Now since we're already in this area, we're gonna go find a secret boss that's going to drop an incantation you may definitely want. We're gonna go back to the Ancient Ruins West, and then we're gonna head back into the ruins the same way we went before, but we're gonna take a slightly different path this time. So we're gonna avoid all of these enemies in here, and we're just gonna go to the top of these stairs. And at the top of the stairs, instead of turning right, we are going to go left now. We're going to go left through here, and then we're going to go around this turn, and we are going to then be taking this lift all the way to the top. Once you get to the top, we're gonna hop on our horse, and we're going to turn left. There is actually a path down here that we can take, so we're going to hop down onto these ledges, then we're going to hop down onto this ledge, then we're just going to follow this around. Try not to run off the edge, just be a little patient. And what we want to do is head over to this location right here where we're going to find another lift that we want to take up. At the top of this lift is going to be a site of grace that you can pick up, which is the Ancient Ruins Grand Stairway. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run down these stairs to the left of that site of grace. There is going to be a dude with a bow just ahead of us. We're going to need to Make sure not to get sniped by that guy. And we're just going to continue going all the way forward to the bottom. Now, once you get down here, what we need to do is actually hop into that little arena looking thing. So if you go to the corner just over here, you should be able to hop off and then jump down onto this ledge. And as you can see, there's going to be a boss fight inside. If you do have issues with this fight because of Death Blight, you can use rejuvenating boluses to help with that. And after defeating him, you're going to get an incantation called Divine Beast Tornado. This summons a storm that launches a tornado forward. It does require 28 faith to use though. Now we're going to go over another Beast Claw item, the Red Bear Claw, and the accompanying armor set. Now the Red Bear's Claw does require strength and dexterity to use, and it does cause blood loss buildup. Now the unique skill is the Red Bear Hunt, which slaughters prey with sharp claws and a great swipe of the arm. The attack creates a vacuum which deals continuous damage. Repeated input allows for up to 2 follow-up attacks. So if you do this, you get 1 slash, another slash, and then a double slash at the very end. If you're an enjoyer of Beast Claws, this might be the weapon for you. Now to get this weapon and armor, you're going to need to go to the Ancient Ruins base. To get here, you can go from the Morth Ruins and go into this tunnel that's right here. You're going to follow this tunnel all the way around and through here until you come out to the Ancient Ruins. Then from here, we're just going to continue forward. We're going to see this dude trying to snipe us. We're going to have to avoid all of his little shots. You can usually jump over them just as he fires them. Thankfully, he hit that tree instead of me this time. We're going to keep hugging this left wall here. We're then going to jump off this little edge, and we're going to keep heading southwest. Now, as we get southwest, you're going to see this updraft, and this updraft may be locked for you. So what we need to do is run past it, and we're going to continue up the left side here, hugging this wall. And if we go all the way to the very end, you're going to see one of these like little cairns that we can slap. Once you hit that, the Spirit Spring will be unsealed. Now that this is unlocked, you can take the updraft up, and then as you get to the top, you're going to see another one. So we're going to then hop all the way up this one. And now the only thing up here is this little mausoleum. Now inside of here, you're going to have to defeat the Red Bear boss. Thankfully, of all the mausoleum ones, this is probably the easiest I've encountered so far because I have found some particularly bad ones. And once defeated, you're gonna get Red Bear's Claws, the Fang Helm, the Iron Rivet Armor, the Gauntlets, and the Greaves. Now we're gonna get one of my favorite armor sets so far in the DLC, the Death Knight's Armor. The stats on here are pretty good across the board, and if we examine them, we can see that this enhances skills and incantations of the capital's ancient dragon cult. So if you're looking for a boost for your skills and incantations, this armor set's definitely gonna be for you. Plus, it just looks freaking awesome. Now to get this armor set, you're going to go to the Castle Watering Hole again. Then you're going to travel south along this until you get to the Recluse River upstream site of Grace. Then you're going to follow this pathway down here. You're going to jump across this, and you're going to continue going south along here until you get to the Recluse River downstream. Now at this site of Grace, you're going to run just a little bit forward and to the left, and you're going to see these little things sticking out that are essentially stairs all the way down to the bottom. So you're going to want to make sure that you're going down towards the direction that is below this initial waterfall. And then once you're down at the bottom, we're going to continue over to this next waterfall just ahead. Just to the left of this waterfall, you're going to start seeing another one of these little staircases sticking out of this cliffside, and we're going to need to make our way down this as well. So just take your time going down this and try not to die. Now once you get to the bottom, you're just going to hug the wall to the left, and you're going to see the entrance to a dungeon right here. Head inside and rest at the site of Grace. This is the Dark Light Catacombs. Now once inside of here, we're going to head in, and then we are going to turn right down this path, and we're going to continue down these stairs. Then we are going to take a left through this next stairway, and we're going to turn right. At the bottom of these stairs, we're going to turn around, and inside of this room, if we turn left, is going to be the first of 2 levers that we need to find. Now after activating this lever, we're going to turn back around, and we're going to head back out this way. We're going to take a right through this tunnel, then we are going to take a left and head down these stairs. We're going to turn right again, and we're going to head down this ladder. At the bottom of this ladder, we're going to continue forward and jump down. Then we're going to head down this path to the right, just heading west along here. And then where this dude is walking out of, we're going to roll past him and continue down this way. And then just ahead of this is going to be an elevator that we can take down. Now once at the bottom, we're going to head forward, and we're just going to go down this right set of stairs here. And we're going to continue running forward. We're going to avoid all the enemies. There's this like pillar thing just in front of us, and we're going to run up to that and then turn left into this little hole, and we're going to climb up this ladder. At the top of this ladder, we're going to turn right, and then we're going to hop down into this little room right here, where we're going to find our second lever. We're going to go ahead and pull that bad boy. And then from here, we just need to drop down onto these stairs. We're then going to go up the stairs a little bit, and we're going to drop down this little crack right here. and then we're going to turn around, and inside of this room is going to be a dead body that we can loot to be able to acquire the Death Knight armor set.